traders. Notorious characters molded by the sharp end of the world's financial markets. Wheeler dealers consumed by the ebb and flow of money. Buy, sell, and turn a profit any which way you can.
If money is not one of your gods, you're wasting time in this environment.
Let's talk about the trading platforms.
I'm on a crash course with the experts in the City of London.
You need to preserve your capital at the start.
An apprenticeship so I can trade online, anytime, anywhere. This is my journey as a rookie trader.
Welcome back, Adrian. I think today we're going to step up the training a little bit. I think we're going to talk a little bit about these risk-reward strategies.
My education continues. I'm now well on the way to understanding the mechanics of trading through an online platform.
The deposit requirement, part of the dealing ticket, this tells you how much money will be tied up on your account when you place this trade.
This might sound strange, but my next lesson isn't about making money, it's about how best to lose it.
You should never, ever have any kind of a trading mentality unless you can afford to take a loss.
Fact and fiction, myth and revelation. Walk into any bookshop and the shelves are packed with titles inspired by trading. Among the tales of rogue traders and lavish lifestyles, there are plenty of books aimed at the likes of me, with modest aspirations of learning to trade online.
Now, by the end of my trading journey, the man I want to emulate wrote this book. So, Robbie, here we are in your trading room. Beautiful view.
I wouldn't really call it a room, would we? It's kind of like it's a mobile trading desk, which I can move around depending on what view I want to see at the time.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Out over the River Thames, and this is it. This is what you do for a living.
Anyone can do it, Adrian. Yeah. Even you.
even
you, yes. Even a newsreader.
Robbie escaped the corporate rat race in 2001 and set out to conquer the markets from the comfort of his own home.
Some people maybe like the adrenaline rush of running around, shouting at each other and putting their hands in the air, which is just fine. But I think you burn out very quickly. Trading for me just buys me time to have a good time.
As the naked trader, Robbie publishes all his trades on his website, transparent testament to the success of his philosophy.
You've got to be Mr. Spock.
Right.
That's the main thing. Okay. The Vulcan. Everybody knows Mr. Spock, cool, calm, collected and unemotional. Yeah. If you're Mr. Spock, you will make money in the stock market.
If you're winning 1 minute and then it starts to go down, the tendency is, I've got to do something to stop it.
Funny enough, what most people do is let it carry on going down, and it goes down, they're suddenly in a loss. Yeah. Generally with men as well, the ego then takes over. How could I have made a mistake? Yeah. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy some more at a lower price. And then I'll break even if it just goes up a bit. And of course, what happens is it carries on going down. Much better just to get rid of a losing share and move on.
Robbie has a talent, backed up by methodical research. But the crux of his success is this idea of Mr. Spock.
It's a rather clinical approach, in stark contrast to the image of the fiery trader living off his gut instincts.
And yet, despite the stereotype, I'm starting to hear the same advice wherever I go. At CMC Markets, the equivalent of Mr. Spock is Ashraf Laidi, an expert in technical analysis.
You don't have an emotional relationship with the price, with the stock, with the currency. You have that with human beings. Yeah. Therefore, you have to be able to separate yourself from losing trades. If you have spent hours and days in studying something and it has convinced you to buy it and it has fallen 5%, you have to be able to get your ego out. And not only that, maybe you should use that as an opportunity to learn from what you did wrong.
I now have a grip on the psychology.
I think we're going to talk firstly about risk to reward.
At the various companies that have been teaching me, it's time to put my new sense of discipline into practice.
The most important thing in trading is to be aware of the risk.
Well, your risk-reward ratio is very important.
We're looking at a potential risk-to-reward ratio of 2 to 1.
Have a level where you say, well, okay, if I'm wrong and the market gets to there, I'm going to get out and live to trade another day.
Adrian Finnegan, welcome to the holy grail of risk management.
wire service. So how much are you willing to risk on each trade?
I don't know, £50, I
50,
suppose.
£50? Okay, that's a good starting point.
It boils down to pretty simple mathematics. You make sure that on any given trade, the amount you can win is greater than the potential loss.
We're now live and executed into the market, but remember we need to make sure we're protected. Okay, on any trade, I always encourage to make sure you put on a stop loss. Okay, so
Should the market go against you on a trade, stop losses automatically close your position at a certain price to limit your loss.
There's the all-important stop loss in place, and this is our running profit or loss in real time.
You can keep lowering a stop loss, but that's bad discipline.
The best traders in the world are those people who know how to take a loss.
So there it is. Trading is about making money by managing risk and absorbing the inevitable losses. Back on the river, Robbie Burns, the naked trader, learned this lesson long ago.
My strategy is when I take a loss, it's got to be a small loss, and I take the loss quickly. And what I'm looking for is to make 2 or 3 grand on each share and only lose at most £1 on a share. Mathematically, it makes sense. You can actually have more losers and still win overall.
But to a certain extent, is making mistakes like that all part of the learning process?
Definitely. In fact, I think people that start off making mistakes are more likely to make money than people who start off winning.
Right.
The moment you feel smug, clever, or you're making money in the market, it'll come and bite you.
You know, meeting Robbie and learning about risk management has made me quietly confident that I can do this. I'm under no illusions, though, about how hard it's going to be when it comes to putting in my own money.